Okay. So we're sending up prayers. The priest sending up prayers. We're gonna look at First Maccabees, the 7th chapter, the 37th verse. They crying to the Most High. Let's read verse 36 so you understand the Most High don't have that compassion and all that ability to feel us if we not coming with him with a humble and broken, contrite spirit. Listen, we in that time of Jacob's trouble. So pay attention to our ancestors. Y'all say call on your ancestors. All you say that, we looking at our ancestors, what they did and what works. Look. First Maccabees 7 and 36. Then the priest entered in and stood before the altar. When this wicked Nicanor and said, hey, when I come back, I'm going to burn this house down if you don't deliver Judas Maccabees to me and his host. Then the priest entered in. This First Maccabees 7 chapter, the 36th verse, in the Apocrypha, the 14 books that the Protestants took out of the King James Bible. Then the priest entered in and stood before the altar and the temple, weeping. See, that's crying and saying, crying to the Most High. Thou, O Most High, did choose this house to be called by thy name, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and to be a house of prayer and petition for thy people, who are the 12 tribes of Israel. Be avenged of this man and his host. Be avenged of Nicanor and his army. Just a prayer. And let them fall by the sword. Remember their blasphemies and suffer them not to continue any longer. Now, understand this, because these are the same people, same spirit that you see there, you're going to see when you look at the salvation that's coming on the earth to the Israelites. Just what they're going to say in Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 7. Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, the 7th verse. This is what they're going to say. And I hope it'll penetrate to someone to realize the truth. They're going to say, we weird ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. Righteousness is coming on this earth at this time. This is what they're going to say. When the Mashiach shall come back to judge and make war, and those, the remnant of those that are going to be able to say this, going to say this. The enemies and haters of the Most High, as we just read in Psalms 83rd chapter. They're going to say, Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 7, we weird ourselves in a way of wickedness and destruction. You can see that right now. Wickedness and destruction. Everywhere you look, turn on the news, that's all you see is bad things. It's just evil things. It's war. Like he said, war in diverse places. You know, we in World War III right now, whether you want to accept it or not. We rid ourselves of the way of wickedness and destruction. Yeah, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way. But as for the way of the Most High and of Mashiach Yahushua, we have not known it. Known is what? Past tense to the present. Because they saying from the time we in now to the time that salvation come on this earth for the 12 tribes of Israel and the remnant of those that's going to go into their position in Mashiach Yahushua and the Most High's kingdom. That's what they're going to say. They have not known the way of the Most High and the Mashiach Yahushua. That's why he just told you they're the enemies and haters of the Most High. Making me something different. This is real simple. Going back to First Maccabees, the 7th chapter. So they praying, hey, verse 38, be avenged of this man and his host, this Nicanor and his army, and let them fall by the sword. Remember their blasphemies and suffer them not to continue any longer. So Nicanor went out of Jerusalem and pitched his tents in Beth-horon, where an host out of Syria met him. An army out of Syria met him. But Judas pitched in Adasa with 3,000 men, and there he prayed, saying. Now he's praying, saying. Remember, the priest prayed that prayer. Now Judas is praying. Prayer is very important. He humbly prayed, saying, O Most High, when they that were sent from the king of the Assyrians blasphemed, thine angel went out and smote 185,000 of them, reminding the Most High again what we just read. 185,000 killed by one angel. He reminded them, these are things that works. Even so, destroyed thou this host, this army, before us this day, the destruction of Nicanor, that the rest may know that he has spoken blasphemously against thy sanctuary. So you're going to burn it down. You know you're going to burn it down. You're going to burn the people up too. And judge thou him according to his wickedness. So the 13th day of the month of Adar, that's the day we in. The day before Mordecai's day, the day before Purim, the last month of the year. So the 13th day of the month, Adar, the host joined battle, but Nicanor's host was discomfited. And he himself was first slain in the battle. Now you tell me prayer is not powerful. The priest prayed for it. Did Judas pray for it? Judas Maccabees prayed for it? And hey, you tell me the Most High ain't come through about some of my shot. Look, so the 13th day of the month, Adar, HALALAWYAH to the Most High. So the 13th day of the Most High, excuse me, of the month, Adar, the host joined battle, but Nicanor's host, which is his army, Nicanor's army was discomfited, and he himself was first slain in the battle. Now when Nicanor's host saw that he was slain, they cast away their weapons and fled. They threw down their weapons and ran, got on away from them. They fled. Then they pursued after them a day's journey, and from Adasa unto Gazara, sounding an alarm after them with their trumpets. You know, you got, like when we go to the Feast of Trumpets, you know, I showed you how we have different sounds of the trumpets to let the people know what the trumpet sound means, you know, like just a war sound. We hear that sound, oh, that's war. We getting ready for war. Sound of them trumpets. That's a warning. Go on ahead. So the 13th day of the month, Adar, the host joined battle, and generally that's between Esau's 3rd month to the 4th month, somewhere between that. Generally, between the last day of our particular year. Not, it has nothing to do with the way Esau calendar is. We just using it for dealing with, counting from the moon. And the 13th day of the month, Adar, the host joined battle, the new moon, I might say the new month, our new month. But Nicanor's host or army was discomfited, and he himself was first slain in the battle. So the prayers were answered. Now when Nicanor's host saw that he was slain, they saw that he was dead, they cast away their weapons and fled. Then they pursued after them a day's journey, a whole day, 24 hours, they chasing them from Adasa unto Gazara, sounding an alarm after them with their trumpets, like I say, whereupon they came forth out of all the towns of Judea round about and closed them in, so that they, turning back upon them that pursued them, were all slain with the sword. They caught up to them and killed them. And not one of them was left. They killed every last one of them. Afterwards, they took the spoils. See, like I told you, you go to war, you had your best. You had your best jewelry, your. I mean, you like I say, young man had on warlike, but you had your best garments. You went out there warlike garments. You went out there, put on your strength, put on that beautiful garment, put their beautiful garments on, put on their jewelry. They had jewelry. That's why they took the spoils. They got money from all these things that they got from them. It was valuable. They took the spoils. That's from the army man that they killed. So that let you know that they didn't just go out there looking like everyday people. They look glorious going to war. Afterwards, they took the spoils and the prey and smote off Nicanor's head. They cut his head off. They cut Nicanor's head off and his right hand, which he stretched out so proudly, and brought them away and hanged him up toward Jerusalem. They cut off his head and they cut off his right arm, which he profanely always put out like he's going to do so much to us, the Israelites. So they cut his head off and they cut his arm off, that he pointed, so violently of the things that he's planning on doing to us. For this cause the people rejoice greatly. So it's a time of rejoicing. And they kept that day a day of great gladness. See, you're supposed to be looking at this as a day of great gladness. It's always this war, but it's still a day of great gladness, just like y'all have gladness whenever y'all be celebrating y'all 4th of July. It's the same thing. Except it's a day of great gladness that we celebrating the destruction of Nicanor, as you just seen. We just cut off his head and cut off his arm, his right arm that he pointed out to kill us. And we having a good time. Listen, not only that, I say, moreover, they ordained to keep yearly this day, being the 13th of Adar. Thus the land of Judah was in rest a little while. Just a little while. You see, so this is the 13th day of the 12th month that we honor. Now, going back to 2 Maccabees, let me see what we're going. Okay, so we're going to look at, go back to 2 Maccabees, the 15th chapter. 2 Maccabees, the 15th chapter. Just a moment.